What is going on, everybody? We're back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air, immediately following NXT every Tuesday night. And I am accompanied by the usual suspects on Tuesday night, two of my best buddies. And it is our final show of 2023, believe it or not. So we've got a special show planned for everybody. Normally we break down NXT. It's not that this wasn't a great episode of NXT. We'll talk briefly about it, if at all. Mostly we're going to break down our favorite moments and our unofficial awards in regards to both NXT and the wrestling world as a whole. But first, let me introduce all the way out there in Louisville, Kentucky, my good friend Dryzzy Martin. How you doing, dude?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Unofficially, I am in your building. Hold them ones up. And I'm dope out here. Dope.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Up next, the Tuesday Night Delight himself, all the way out in the DMV. Shad, what is going on, my friend? You ready to get into these awards?
What's going on, guys? It's Top Dollar's doppelganger.
Ah.
It's it's Jacob Fatu. Somebody said I look like Rey Mysterio without a mask. Third chapter leader of the Tiffany Stratton fan club. It's your boy Shy, the Tuesday Night Delight. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. I'm stoked. The Top Dollar doppelganger got me good, but Rey Mysterio without a mask, I do not see that one. That is a reach and a half.
These IG comments these last week,
that's
they
a reach
killing
in
me,
the
bro.
NBA, and they never call that.
You need to take it as a compliment because they love Rey Mysterio without the mask.
Absolutely.
When he said "Hootie hoo," filthy animal.
Wasn't he in the Filthy Animals?
Yeah,
he's in the Filthy Animals, the No Limit Soldiers. All of it.
I think the only other Filthy Animals reference I know is I just watched Home Alone 1 and 2 over the Christmas season.
Oh yeah, number two is definitely on the rotation. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all the followers in there too.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got a comment here from Cool Gamer. Hello. We got a bunch of comments over on Instagram. One of which threw me for a loop. Cannot read. Guy called Braun Breaker, a really mean name. I don't know where that came from.
Braun Breaker.
But Kurokawa Izana asked if we acknowledge the tribal chief.
No. We don't throw the ones, we throw the twos because it's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tribal chief don't work on Tuesday.
Only on Fridays. Okay, with that though, let's get into our official off the air awards. So here's the scoop, guys. And everyone, guys, girls, men, women, everyone alike. Here's the scoop on Hoops here. We've got the biggest awards. If you think the Grammys are big, the Golden Globes are big, the Oscars are big, the AMAs, the ESPYs, all the other ones, if you think those are big, WR's yearly awards, January. If you aren't literally white knuckling the arms of the chair you're sitting in right now, I don't know what you're thinking, because these are the most important awards in the history of awards. And we do it every year, and it's going to be huge. This is going to give you a little bit of insight on how 3 voters in those awards might vote. And we're also going to give our unofficial off-the-air awards according to this show. First, we're going to start with the NXT match of the year, which I'm excited to talk about myself because there were so many. Before we started off the air, since we've started off the air, it doesn't get any better. Shad, are you ready to tell me your unofficial match of
Why,
the year on NXT.
why is it every
Let
time
me.
you say "Are you ready?"
I'm
the clock to my
this.
house go off?
This is gonna. This is a candle, but this is gonna be my unofficial award. It's like a little character on a candle with freckles. Anyways, my unofficial official 2023 NXT favorite, keyword favorite, my favorite match of the year was a women's championship match with my one of my favorite up and coming new wrestlers that had a grand moment and one of arguably the greatest women wrestlers of all time. And that is Becky Lynch versus Live Valkyrie for the NXT Women's Championship match. I thought the build up to it with the whole Miyagi versus Danielson, looking up to your idol, idols become rivals storyline, and just honestly being shocked that Lyra got the opportunity and the moment of being champion and beating Becky Lynch. The match was wonderful. I think they both put on a clinic. It was a great TV match. I know there's a lot of great PLE matches that occur, but you really got to see the future star that is arising with Lyra Valkyrie. I think she's a person that is arguably one of the most underrated women's wrestlers in this entire year. She may not get a lot of votes for people's Woman of the Year, but I feel like she can state her claim and she could arguably be in the top 10. I mean, she's had a title reign. She's had great feuds with Becky. She had a great feud with Rhea Ripley. And the feud with Becky and the match with Becky in this match I'm talking about was just one of them ones, man. Like they put on a clinic. Both of them have such similar move sets, and it was just really cool to see. I think they really carved out a great match, and we watched it live together. Y'all saw me hype, jumping around, being excited for her and being excited for her to get that moment. So for me, that was my favorite match of NXT in 2023.
I love the call. I think it's a great call. Absolutely. It was an outstanding match, no doubt, and I agree with you. The storytelling going in was awesome. We do have a comment on Instagram from Drum Paul who asked who won the match between Dijak and Eddie Thorpe, and that was Eddie Thorpe via technical knockout.
He was dead.
Got him.
He was dead.
Eduardo
Results.
Thorpe, as I like to call him, Mr.
There you go.
DMT.
He
Not
be dead.
DMD, not DMD, but
The DMT
DMT.
got him. That has lasted more than 1 week, and I'm stoked about it too because I couldn't agree more. Drizzy, who is your pick?
My
Or
match
what
of
is
the
your pick for match of the year?
my unofficial pick for NXT match of the year was one that happened way earlier in the year, just before I think it may have been a little before we were talking about off the air. I don't know if we were already in all the way yet, but it nonetheless has stood the test of the time of all the months. It was violent, and it also made me look at these two guys in a different light. I'm talking about from NXT Vengeance Day, Dijak versus Wesley for the NXT North American Championship. The North American title has had some of the best matches this year. This was the one I want to say kicked off that run of just great matches every time. You get athletes that are like Dijak and Wesley, who Dijak does not get enough love for the bangers he has put on this year. He doesn't get enough love for the athleticism that he puts on a nightly basis. This made me look at him as a main eventer. And the same for Wes Lee, a man who's been looked at as a tag team wrestler for so long. He's been looked at as a mid card wrestler just this year. And this year, he also took that step into the main event status. And he definitely needs to be put back in that main event status. Hope he gets well soon after this back surgery. But that is my pick for match of the year: NXT Vengeance Day, Wesley versus Dijak.
I think that is an awesome call. And it's funny because I got to admit, I did not have that one on my bingo card, but I do believe that's because of just purely bad scouting. You know, when I was looking at the category, I didn't even consider it,
That was a
but
great
it is
match.
a great call. The match was outstanding. Wesley, get well soon. I believe Shad's secretary just commented that on Instagram. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm just saying this is one of those where I almost don't want to say forgot about the match, but just didn't think about it myself. If I have to pick one though, call it recency bias. Jeez Louise, let me get untongue tied. The men's Iron Survivor match. Trick Williams. Man, has he had an amazing year. And it was finally time for sure. Strike while the iron's hot. Deserved victory. An absolutely outstanding performance by everyone who was involved. And yeah, for me, the men's Iron Survivor match stood out amongst the rest. Maybe recency bias, but Trick Williams, his performance alongside everyone else, that match, everyone involved had their time and their spot in a way that was so hard to do. I actually criticized the format long ago on the daily broadcast, not on this show. And I kind of have to take back what I said after watching that match. I thought it was over. I thought there were too many rules. Like it was overbooked in a sense. Essentially, is basically what I said. Not to paraphrase myself, but I said, yeah, this is got it's like the 3-on-3 version of an Iron Man match. Like it's too much. Just knock it off, right? And it's not that if booked properly. And the men's Iron Survivor match this year showed me that. I was blown away. And Trick Williams standing out and standing tall was even better in my eyes. So I got to go with that one. What do you guys think?
Yo, you're not wrong. My man's was down. He was the Patriots and the Falcons at the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He was Kobe Bryant at the last second shot.
Yep.
My
He was
man's was
he
Tracy
was
McGrady
he was
versus the
Derek Fisher
Spurs.
13
0.3
seconds.
seconds against the Pistons. Yeah,
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, he was Robert
Ooh.
Horry against the Kings.
yeah.
Was it Derek Fisher was against the Kings too, right?
Nah, it
Was
was against
Fisher
the Spurs.
Fisher was Spurs. Derek Fisher was
Spurs.
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 Western Conference
That was
Finals.
point four. And then yeah, no, the kick out to Ori was Kings.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You gotta
Either way
love
it
last
goes,
second
my
shots.
man's clutch. My man
It
was
was money.
clutch.
He was clutch. And the
Nah,
Trick James line on the follow up NXT was iconic too.
he definitely was in his he definitely he got his badges in that match on some NBA 2K like basketball stuff.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
got his X Factor potential on Madden.
Yep.
You know that joint
Yeah.
was beaming over there. So
He got his
I feel
badges.
like
He got his
I feel
clutch
like
badge.
yeah.
he hit those knees. He got those last two pins, and all of a sudden the Xbox thing come up, achievement unlocked.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, okay. With that though, let's talk about our NXT next main roster superstar of the year.
But it's spelled NXT with the
But it's
next.
spelled NXT with no E, guys. This is
Yeah.
our next main roster
We're
superstar.
not WWE. We get the E out.
Yeah.
We
I'm
get
gonna
the
go to
E
you
out.
first here, Shot. Who do you have? Who is, based on this year's performance and past, who is the next NXT superstar to make a real splash? Though I'm not talking next call up. We're
Yeah,
not
no.
we're not being specific here. This is big splash.
So it's funny that this award that I have is the color pink because pink is the favorite color of the superstar who is
Oh,
next up. She is the center of the universe. What time is it? It's
it's
Tiffy time. This woman is the next big thing that comes out of NXT. It's T Strat, man. My girl Tiffy is going to be a megastar. Not LA Knight. Get that moniker out your name because this belongs to her now. Um, it's easily her. We have to give her flowers, and these flowers will be pink. Because think about the trajectory that she has come and made as a professional wrestler. This was a girl that we were laughing about the initial vignettes. Someone who didn't wrestle, somebody who wasn't that good of a wrestler when she initially came, and she's built her way up brick by brick, match by match, month by month, and has gotten to a level where I confidently think she's one of the best in ring women's wrestlers as a pure athlete in professional wrestling. I would take her over a lot of women's champions on other promotions. And that includes the main roster. That includes AEW, Impact, TNA, NWA, GCW, Stardom. Like this girl is the total package because on top of being a top class athlete, she is one of the best characters on WWE. She's got everything down to a T, and that T is for Tiffany. It's perfect. She's making everything gel. And when you have all of that recipe, you're creating and molding a star that's going to be wrestling main events at WrestleManias. She's going to be having these multiple title reigns like a Charlotte Flair is. Like to me, I think she is a revamped Charlotte Flair because she's athletically as gifted her. She's not better in ring yet, but time will tell she could get there. But she's actually captivating, entertaining. This is someone who's going to be the next best thing since sliced bread. It's Tiffy time. Throw your Rolexes up if you have one.
Uh,
Because we talking big money over here, you dig?
I love the Tiffy time call. It's money. She's outstanding in ring. She's outstanding on the mic.
I
She's
mean, she's
gotten
better.
better throughout the year.
She wrestles better than Daniel Brian Danielson. She's
Oh,
better than
oh,
Okada.
oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's
I
achieved
mean,
more than Hulk Hogan.
I
You know
think
what I'm
Tiffy's
saying?
I think Tiffy's
What?
that
I'm just joking around there. Relax.
I was to say, I'm
What?
like, I've seen
All
like
right,
some
Drizzy,
prime
have an
Chris
aneurysm
Stratus
for a second.
comparisons, but that was
I'm
aggressive there,
messing around. I'm
Shad.
messing around there. All right. I'll break out of character. My
Whoa!
bad.
All right,
I'm
Where
here,
did
Drizzy,
I?
Drizzy.
Drizzy, I hate to
Where
do
am?
this to you, but you do have to follow that. Who's your
Where am
pick
I at?
for who is next? Spelled NXT unofficially, not an award. Actually, this doesn't even have to be an unofficial. This can be official because it's not really an award. Who's next from the NXT roster to make an impact on the main roster?
So I have two, one for the men and one for the women. For the men, I gotta go back to Wesley. He has done so much this year to just clean himself up of a very bad situation. He has figured out his place. He figured out his style. He figured out how to stand out from a tag team, and he had to do it on the fly. I appreciate that so much. He's had a number of just this year match of the year candidates, and he's only getting better. He's only getting better. There's not too much you can say bad about this man. He cuts heartfelt promos. He's amazing in ring. If you want to put him in a tag team, guess what? He fly there too. He's just so ready for the main event, and I want him to get there. But he's they after this injury is done, I have to see him back in the main event some more. But he is definitely ready for the main event on the main roster for the women. All right, stick with me for a sec. This just get in the car with me and ride with me for a sec. I'm picking Lash Legend.
Ooh,
Lash Legend is on the trajectory of where Bianca was a couple of years ago.
Drizzy, I like this pick.
No, she wasn't on TV a whole bunch, but anytime she's on TV, she made the most of it. Lash Legend last year was a talk show host. But you remember from her is her booting Nikita Lyons on that show. From that to this year, she took the step in the ring, and her in ring work has gotten so much better. She is the bougie bully. She is beating bimbos out their heels on a weekly basis. And her coming out party to show that she is absolutely ready for the main event was at Deadline a couple of weeks ago. Her performance in that Iron Survivor match, she was a monster. Even leading up to the match, she slammed Otis in probably one of the most viral moments in NXT history. Probably gonna get NXT's moment of the year if it hasn't happened already. Tiff, Tiffany Stratton is afraid of Lash Legend. How about that?
I like
We
it.
want to
Blasphemy.
we want to
That is
make we want to make
asinine.
we
That is
want to make
asinine.
we want to
Asinine.
go off like that. Lash Legend is stomping out Tiffany Stratton.
That is an asinine, ass a 10, ass 11, ass. Paul, I can't curse, my bad.
It's,
Take the
you didn't curse.
disrespect.
You said
The
asinine.
disrespect.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not
We all
lashing
heard what you
out
said. You
with
said
Lash Legend.
asinine.
You're not
You're
lashing out
lashing
with
out
Lash
on Lash
Legend.
Legend.
See?
I'm
You were
out of
just
here, guys. Toodles.
Tiffy Toodles.
It's all right. The bougie bully collects another victim. It's all
Hold on,
right.
but if I was to pick a male competitor that is next up,
Yeah,
I love the Wesley pick. By the way, I
Mm,
think Wesley is an unsung hero in professional wrestling in general. Heal up
mm.
to him, but to me, like the obvious Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams are up there,
I
but
agree. Carmelo and Trick.
I give a
Absolutely.
little.
We know they're gonna.
We gotta give a little bit of
Tiffy,
love.
Lash
We gotta give a
Legend.
there's a guy who I feel has untapped potential, and we've talked about him a lot on this show. And
Ooh,
I think
Von
Joe
Wagner.
Gacy,
Oh,
Joe Gacy,
Gacy is great.
Joe Gacy is someone that if they can give him the free reins on the main roster and kind of give him the presentation, kind of how like they're giving, like honestly, I'll be real with you, I would rather him be the cult leader to what they're bringing up with what potentially is happening with
I
Karrion
don't mind
Cross
it. I don't
than
mind it.
Karrion Cross having it, because I think he is just way more of a captivating character, a
Right.
talker, and I like him better as an in-ring wrestler than Karrion Cross. But that's
So
neither here or there.
so I still have to make my pick for this category, guys. And just like in high school, I decided I'm gonna cheat on the test. And usually I get away with it, but I'll see if you guys let me get away with this. She had one appearance. Jade Cargill is next. I don't care what anyone says. Jade Cargill is the GOAT. She's going to be an all time legend. Absolute fast track to the moon. Jade Cargill to the moon. I will strap my name on Jade Cargill's back until she proves me wrong, but at every turn, she's proved me correct. It's Jade Cargill, and it's always been Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is a star. I since she was on the screen in AEW all the way through now, it's always been Jade. And they showed her once in a vignette since we started off the air, guys. So if that counts, then count the basket.
That
It's
does
Jade
not count.
Cargill.
That
It
means
I
I'm
would.
picking.
counts. It counts.
I'm picking the Undertaker. Then I'm picking the Undertaker. He showed up in his
You think he's the
motorcycle
next
once.
star? No.
Yeah,
Well,
Undertaker's got
in that
Jade.
case,
next.
we might pick Cody.
I've got Jade.
Yeah, or Dirty Dom.
I'm sticking with Jade for life.
Oh,
How can I not, dude? She has not wronged me since
And
the
when I mean
beginning.
Dirty Dom, I mean Dirty Dominic Toretto, Braun Breaker.
somebody,
ah, family.
somebody print that on a t-shirt. That is good stuff.
Man.
That is
There's nothing you can say to make me go against the Jay Cargill pick. All right.
Yo, I
Jade.
mean that's
I'm
not
in.
fair though. But she's already a main eventer without even stepping on the main event scene
I
already.
warned you guys I was cheating on the test.
It's not fair.
I said I was cheating. I mean, at least
I
I
can't. I can't wait to see what her presentation is on the WWE. I think I'm a Jade Cargill super fan too. She was
yeah.
my favorite women's wrestler on AEW. Her and Thunder Rosa always been my two faves on AEW's women's roster for a while. and I think she's gonna knock it out the park. I think that was a great investment for them. For
Yeah.
the
Oh,
future, we're talking 5, 10 plus years. Like she young too, so
no doubt. Hard to deny how good of a signing that was. Let's move on to what may be my favorite category that we're gonna actually cover tonight. I'm like really, really excited about this one. Let's talk about who is the most entertaining superstar on NXT. Throughout the year, we've been doing off the air since the summer, but we are all longtime wrestling fans and week in and week out NXT watchers. Who is the most entertaining act on NXT? This is such a fun category. Drizzy, I want to toss this one to you first. Who do
Oh,
you think is the most entertaining on the roster?
oh man. I kick a lot of jokes about people in these shows. It's all out of respect, but there are some hilariously entertaining people. And before this show, I was prepared to talk about Tights and Temps. They provide me so much joy and entertainment. But speaking with Shad earlier, I can't go with them anymore. And I think unanimously, all three of us are getting ready to pick the exact same person. Because the moment it came out of his mouth, I'm like, no, that is completely it. It is Von Wagner. It's absolutely Von Wagner. This man had absolutely nothing going into this year. How did he have more of a character once he have less of a character? He didn't have a character until he got drafted as a free agent. How do you get drafted as a free agent, people? Like, oh my goodness. And then as the time has gone on, he's given us so much entertainment. My favorite thing so far though was him showing up to Robert Stone's house with a Tupperware of cosmic brownies out of the wrapper.
Yep.
That is it's hilarious. It-
culinary expert.
it's amazing.
The guy
I,
can
I
cook.
I do wonder if there were the ones with the line in the middle or the ones without the line in the middle. That makes a big difference in the taste. But I digress. Von Wagner, for me, definitely that is my favorite Von Wagner moment. Yes, there.
Oh, that is hard to follow. um, Von Wagner is an excellent call. One that I maybe saw slightly coming, but
You
was
have to
not entirely sure that you were going to go that route. Shot.
join the bandwagon. Me and
I
Chad are
have
there.
to know, are you in agreement or do you have another pick for most entertaining
Well,
NXT superstar?
well, first and foremost, let's all acknowledge our tribal Tiff, as she should be the pick for every award. Um, but I gotta go with Von Wagner as well. This guy told uh Dodge Hack to take off his sunglasses because he was inside. I mean, and that's come on, that's an accurate statement. I mean, he's a culinary expert. He made cosmic brownies. He gave pep talks to Robert Stone's children. But let's not forget, he survived a darn murder near. This guy got his head bashed away from his steps, but it looked like it got bashed into his steps. He had to go through months and months of therapy, talking to a therapist, physical therapy, and he came back strong as ever. And you know what he did? The guy who almost murdered him, he lost to him in a match. And that's not the point. He bashed him through a table. It's table time. He is arguably Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley combined, mixed with Gordon Ramsay, mixed with just
Edge.
Edge. Yeah, he looks like he may have
Yeah,
been
Bobby
like
Play.
he. How old is he? Let's look at the date range of the Edge and Lita spot
He's
and to
Edge's
where he
kid.
is now.
Could be
He
He's
might be
anything.
Edge's
the
kid.
child of Edge and Lita.
Oh my god. Von Wagner is Edge and Lita's kid.
I hate
Yes.
to say this, guys. I love both takes, and I was gonna join the train, but I was so excited to say
Oh,
my other one for the sake of conversation. I'm going to. And so I get it that Von Wagner by default because it's 2-1. But my unofficial official pick for most entertaining wrestler officially on NXT is Noam Dar.
Oh,
We don't give him enough cred, guys.
That's a
And
good
I was
pick.
all on the train, but I just thought of it and I was like, Noam deserves some cred, some credit. And I'm with it. He's ready. I think
Does
he's
he
good.
does he deserve it though? I mean, he's got a whole faction of entertaining people too.
He does, but
Oh,
he's
he's
entertaining with
Von
them.
Von Wagner does it by himself. He has Robert
Yeah,
Stone.
he does. The whole I will give you guys, hey, like I said, 2-1 on the vote.
You know what?
Unofficially, he
hey
won.
Stone, hey
Vaughn
Stone.
already won the award.
Look, man,
So
we're
this is
talking.
just
You a football fan? Von Wagner is Patrick Mahomes, and Noam Dar is Brock Purdy on
I hear you
entertainment.
there. My only point is I just cast an unofficial vote on an unofficial award. And it was already 2-1 anyway. So I mean, just right. I'm just giving my take on. I think I would have cast it for Noam Dar. It's kind of like in Survivor, once you already know who's going to go to at Tribal Council, who's
Just start throwing names in there
being
now.
voted off the island. Like it's
Yeah,
already like,
he's
it's a
going.
throwaway vote. But it's kind of like the Heisman vote for not the actual winner, where you're like,
Yeah, we know Lamar is winning, but we're just gonna go ahead and throw this vote over here anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
you come on,
Plus,
man. Noam Dar is.
threw it
He,
away.
anyways, let's go to the next
I
topic.
rep
No,
metaphor
Noam
every.
Dar is
I rep. It's a
Shad.
great pick.
Noam Dar
I
is
rep metaphor.
entertaining.
Yes, sure, Noam Dar is funnier, a better wrestler, and all that, but is he more entertaining? No.
Hey,
Okay,
Von
I'm sorry,
Wagner,
that is the
he's gotten better. He's gotten better since the draft.
Bro, Noam Dar is like 50 Cent, bro. He
the
survived
fact that
murder and came
the,
back
the,
with
the fact
hits.
that Christian hasn't already given Von Wagner Captain Charisma, just giving him the trademark, I'll never be able to figure out.
He might as well hire him, man. Noam, look, man, Von Wagner over Luchasaurus.
I'm just
His name's
saying.
not Luchasaur. He's Killshot.
I hear you.
Killshot, I'm sorry.
That's
He's
his new.
basically Killshot and Nick Wayne combined. With a mix of Christian in it. Anyways, let's next topic.
Next topic.
Topic. And he can steal Nick Wayne's mom from Christian. What we talking about? My man
We
got
have
game
2
too.
topics left. We've got
Oh, we can talk about this all day. I'm sorry.
we're gonna start with we always cover NXT. We're gonna start with all of wrestling. Our unofficial official men's wrestler of the year. And I'm actually going to go first, guys. I'm just going to pick it. I'm going to go first. It's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. What are we even talking about here? This dude 1 year ago got us all convinced he's going elsewhere. Now that's about to be paid off, and they didn't even have to talk about it on screen. Everyone's freaking out all over the internet. Oh my goodness, where's Max going? What's going to happen? And they booked the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island, where he's from. Conveniently, Saturday night, we'll all tune in. I'll be tuning in. I hope you are too, because why wouldn't you? MJF is a freaking genius. This guy won the year. It's really not close in my eyes. And we forget he went bell to bell with Bryan Danielson. He went bell to bell with Moxley. He's gone bell to bell with every single opponent you can put in front of him thus far, and looked nothing short of outstanding. The guy can not only wrestle, but he can work a crowd. He can talk. He's great on the microphone in the ring. He's great on social media. He causes people to talk about him in a way that is the absolute marker for success in professional wrestling. And he does it better and better every single time he goes out there. And it's crazy to me that we get to see Max perform because I think he's that good. The guy is that charismatic, but that's just my pick. Drizzy,
Not a
who's
bad
your
pick.
pick for male
Not a
wrestler
bad
of
pick.
the year?
Not a bad pick. I applaud that. I echo some of the same sentiments that you said about my person. He's gone toe to toe with the same crop of people that MJF has gone up against. And he's come out on top. Maybe lost one of them, but he's come out on top each and every time. I'm going Orange Cassidy. The man has had one of the most stellar years. And in fact, I believe he holds the record as the longest reigning champion in AEW with his 38 title defenses of the international title. He arguably made that belt a little bit as, if not the
Yeah.
same relevance as the AEW title, a little bit more.
Well, I think it's most defenses of any title in AEW history as
Yeah,
well.
of any title. So
Yeah.
he's over everybody. He's lapped everybody at this point. He's never short of having a match of the year candidate, and he does the bare minimum. He doesn't do a whole bunch of yelling and talking. In fact, the one time he did, it was the most entertaining and viral moment ever. And he said his catchphrase that he never said his catchphrase. I am Orange Cassidy, and I don't have a catchphrase. That is a viral
Yes.
moment right there. I don't know who else you
But,
could pick outside of this.
by the
Well,
way,
go ahead,
go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the only one that I can think of that is even just as good as when he did the old school thing during the presidential debate with MJF, where he did Will Ferrell's part in old school,
Jericho,
and
you
he
mean?
against Jericho, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
during the pandemic. Yeah,
Yeah, during the pandemic, he came out and he did the
the global
whatever.
warming
It's like,
thing.
yeah, he did the entire like
Wait,
the
Bischoff. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. It was with Bischoff asking, and he did like the gosh dang it, what did he say? It was like it was about the tides. He's like, well, the tides are based on the magnetic force of the earth.
Yeah,
It was so good.
yeah.
But anyway, Drizzy, no, I love the pick. Shad,
Oh
male
man,
wrestler of
I
the year.
I'm so disappointed that I work with two guys who are being obviously paid by Mr. Tony Khan, picking two AW wrestlers. Yuck. I'm just joking around. Nah, to me, my personal wrestler of the year has to go to a visionary, has to go to a revolutionary. It has to go to Seth freaking Rollins. I think that
Woo!
when you talk about the needing of a main event staple champion with someone who's visible week upon week, Seth Rollins has done that. He won this new rendition of a world title, won it in a tournament, has been a defending champion, and honestly, I feel like he's arguably fighting in one of the most stacked men's divisions on Monday Night Raw when we talk about a weekly television show. He's had great bouts against Finn Balor, Shinsuke. He had a match against Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre. I feel Seth is doing a lot of great groundwork. And I think when we talk about recency bias, we can't ignore one feud that is coming with the horizon, and that is what his work with CM Punk. I feel it goes past what a wrestler does in ring. As many great bouts Orange Cassidy has, as many classic matches MJF has. I think Seth has a great magnitude of great in ring matches, but he's been able to be a great character, and he's got us all eating at the palm of our hands with his potential feud with Punk and just his reaction of Punk at the Elimination Chamber, the interaction they had with each other one on one on that Monday Night Raw. Like I feel Seth does everything, and I think he's been very selfless. I think he's going to do a feud with someone who he may not have, good relationships with, but he's doing it for the business. He's doing it for the entertainment for the fans. I feel Seth deserves his flowers, and I feel that we need to finally note that Seth Rollins is the greatest member of the Shield of all time, over Roman
That
Reigns, over Dean Ambrose. Give that man his flowers, man. He's
mm,
an undisputed stud.
no sorry, Bob. No sorry, Bob. I will not give him the best. I will not put him as the best member of the Shield. I will not ever,
I
never,
gotta
ever.
say though, in a week filled with triple threat matches and stuff being booked like that, how about the triple threat match that we could have booked off of Orange Cassidy, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and Seth Rollins? That would be nothing short of delightful. I mean,
I feel
who?
like if they were all within a 5 year span of each other, it would have happened because they
Yeah.
all are kind of
Yeah.
around in that same space.
Okay, we got a couple comments here. We got one from Ajith Your Lusu. Bro, I'm you guys' fan. And then, bro, this year's Royal Rumble winner is you guys' guess. I said Punk. What do you guys think?
Jay Uso, I said it last time.
Yeah, you already said Drizzy.
Gunther.
Gunther. Oh, I like that. Okay, great. Fun. See? Look at that. We don't always agree, guys.
But
It's
when we
not
do,
every time.
but when we do, it's hilarious.
Okay. Let's go really wild here though. I think the women's, aka the female wrestler of the year, the unofficial official female wrestler of the year from each of the three of us. This is the one everyone needs to lock in because this is where it could get really, really interesting. Because I have taken a long time to think about my pick. And pre-show, we actually discussed our picks, and I might have changed. I mean, I won't be the first of the three of us, and I'm not going to sell anybody out to do such a thing. I'm totally kidding. But seriously, it is the women's wrestler of the year off the air, unofficially, officially. Shad, Drizzy, do you have your picks? Are you ready?
I
Yeah.
had to make it. I made a
I'm
change on man. I made a change on man, but I do have it.
He made a
unlike
change.
unlike y'all, my pick has been locked and loaded for a while now.
Oh, okay.
No disrespect.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I'm tossing it straight to you, Shad.
The
Let
women's wrestler of the year is not only the women's wrestler of the year, but she is also the man. It's Becky Lynch. Ain't nobody touching Becky Lynch this year. She has had that sweet spot from, I want to say, July all the way to almost the end of this year. Went on a monster run. She's been the most visible women's championship belt holder this year when she had the NXT reign. Side note, we are on the NXT show, so I might be a little biased. But I say it time and time. I think, like Seth, she's a very selfless superstar. She did a lot this year by using her name, using her status, and pushing people on a lower aspect of them and helping build them up. We're talking about the feud with Lyra. We're talking about a feud with Tiffany Stratton. We're talking about a revamped feud with Nia Jax that we are very interested in. Zia Lee. And she had a great feud. A lot of people may disagree, agree. It may have lasted a little bit, but her matches with Zoe Stark, her match with Trish Stratus was all great. She was a very visible champion. She was fighting different people throughout the entire time frame. It gotta be Becky. She's got a lot of classic matches, in my opinion, this year. I gotta give it to the man, Becky Lynch,
the man, the myth,
the
now
legend.
the legend.
And I picked the married couple to win wrestler, man, and woman of the year.
You got them both. You
How
got them
beautiful
both.
is that? They
Shad
got
got them
it. They
both.
got they got to invite me to Christmas dinner next year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shad will be celebrating Christmas with the Rollins family next year.
Gonna be eating Celtic pig. You're gonna be eating Celtic pig.
Oh no pork on my fork, guys.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. No, Drizzy, you're a female wrestler of the year. You're a women's wrestler of the year.
I had it picked out. I had it ready to go. And I came to a crossroads where I couldn't give it to her because there was one that was a little bit more deserving to her. Although Trinity will always have my heart and be my wrestler of the year, I have to give it to Athena this year. Athena has been one of the most visible women's champions across all of wrestling. She has been the most she's been the pound for pound best women's wrestler in a company that isn't hasn't been too kind to women wrestlers as of lately. She has one of the most captivating storylines, one of the most entertaining storylines, and has created stars out of that storyline. And I'm talking about Athena versus Kiera Hogan, a great series of matches. Just recently, Athena and Billy Starks. If you do not feel anything for that feud, you might need to go look in the mirror because just seeing somebody look to try and prove themselves to you, just the inner fight between Billy Starks and how she wants Athena to see her. The Millions in Training thing, absolutely hilarious. It's entertaining. It's serious. It catches you. It grabs a hold of your heart and just holds you. She is yes, she's the in a small part of AEW, but she is carrying a entire roster at the exact same time. Ring of Honor is on the back of Athena. Men and women, the men and women are on the back of Athena on Ring of Honor. Yes, it's behind a paywall, but she makes sure that if you when you pay for that, however much did the Honor Club cost, you get your money's worth every single time. Athena deserves not only woman wrestler of the year, but the actual wrestler of the year.
I really love that call.
Willow
And
Nightingale and Athena was also an incredible match. This
Willow's
Absolutely.
outstanding. I love the
Athena,
audible too
Athena was
because I
my
knew who you were going to say before, and it was an equally good call. But I actually think what you went with, Athena, it makes perfect sense. I think it's a outstanding point. In fact, to the extent I changed my pick, guys. I gotta admit, I changed my pick.
My bad. I looked at the comments.
I changed my pick. I was gonna give everybody what they wanted and say Rhea Ripley, but then I remembered she never wrestles. I was gonna do all this, and then I remembered it's the unofficial official awards, and we all get to vote. We all get a vote. That's the brilliance. That's the brilliance of this award. That's the brilliance of this whole thing is we all get a vote. And my vote, well, unofficial so far, I may change my mind again. My vote's timeless. My vote is timeless. I don't care. And I love you to death, Ben Allison. You are one of my good friends. I don't care what you say about the AEW women's division. There is nobody in women's wrestling right now, not Tiffany Stratton, not anybody else, Shad,
boo.
nobody else doing as quality of character work or anything on the level of timeless Tony Storm. She reinvented herself in a way that is nearly unfathomable in today's day and age in 2023. Nearly impossible. She did it this year. And not only that, she will carry it into next year. What she's doing is so timeless, she had to go back to the 50s and the 40s and before because Tony Storm is the women's wrestler of the year in my eyes. It's not close. The character work is off the charts. The matches have been off the charts. And more importantly, the rivalries that will come out of this will be off the charts. I'm excited for Timeless Tony to see what she does in 2024.
Especially with Rio.
Well, that's going to be a great match, Shad, as you know. Okay. Honestly, guys, we could talk about this all day long. We got the pizzas already.
Ooh, pizza.
And that does bring us to the end of the show. 2024 is the next time we'll see everybody. So we have to wish a happy new year. That's the unofficial. It's the official, unofficial awards brought to you by Off the Air, brought to you by Wrestling Republic. If you guys don't already like and subscribe to the YouTube, please do. More importantly, we will be back next Tuesday night with your regularly scheduled NXT post-show broadcast to start
NXT,
the new year.
New Year's Evil.
New Year's Evil.
Got a banger of a card.
Even better. We will be here to break it down the entire way. But with that, we're at the end of the show. Tune in, check out the daily broadcast, check out the rest of the stuff. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Do it for my birthday.
Happy New Year and happy holidays.